Hi everybody, it's Rob here, and we've got to video number 17 on the authority site training, and here we're going to talk about staff or staffing your site and outsourcing it. And you could argue this, should I staff it, should I not, in 100 ways. And a lot of it depends on your type of personality. You're the kind of person that can relinquish control and trust people to do the job properly. It's the biggest problem people have. I'm one of them. I don't necessarily do a very good job, but I do it my way, and it's how I know it's going to get done. And generally speaking, most of the time when I say I don't do a good job, I've always done a better job than people I've had paid to do what I should have been doing or was doing in any business I've owned. It's been, so it's a thing. Now, let me say this for you to consider, right? It depends on the niche. Remember, we're talking authority niche here, and we're talking about the fact that you probably have got fibromyalgia. And my advice is this. Do everything I tell you to do carefully and properly. Start from the beginning, do the research, build your site up, get past a few hundred pages. It takes 6 months to a year, whatever it takes. Or instantly if you're paying for your traffic. It's all cool, but wait until you can afford to throw money at the staffing issue without it being a problem. And my honest opinion is, if you're going to get staff, keep your original website in safe hands, yours, and use the staff to build a second, right? And let them run it and prove it works, etc., and let them train in the next level of staff. Hire and fire as you need to, but in my honest opinion, I would still keep my original website in my own hands, doing it myself, and even perhaps flip it, sell it as it is for a capital injection, so that I can then afford to safely employ staff, etc. You've got to remember this. I keep going back to, I think that stress is very bad for my fibromyalgia. In fact, I know it. As soon as I get anxiety or issues related to whatever, and they can be, sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's my bank balance, sometimes it's ridiculous stuff. The food that I shouldn't have eaten. Because, whatever it is. We've got issues, right? I get that. Clients for me spike my stress levels and give me crash days and bad days so quickly. And I'm pretty certain that if I had staff, it would be the same. Unless, and I say this carefully, unless the staff are controllable, and it doesn't matter if they screw up. But if my entire business hinges on them doing something perfect that day or not, I think that will spike me to where I'd have to go onto a drip in hospital. So bear all of that in mind before you get to this point. Now, it also matters what niche you're in. Now, we are on the authority site niche training, right? I get that. Which means that I have been trying to push you towards large blogging or large affiliate marketing idea, to where you eventually will have 300, 400, 500 pages, 1,000 pages, all of them on a tightly popular, less competitive niche, to where it's worth it, and you're now making $5, $10, $20, $30, $50,000, preferably 10 or more, excuse me, from your website, right? And I honestly think that, to me, that's the end game. I'm happy with that. I will then very, very quietly outsource the content writing. Yes. So I'll simply pay somebody to do the content writing. I will pay people, there's companies. Let me give you an example. So let me pause it while I get. Okay, so this is the kind of places that I call it outsourcing, but it's really just paying somebody to do something that's not that much fun to do. So this is Web 2.0 Ranker. If they stop spamming me with stuff, so you would go in here and find out what they would do for you. So shop by category. Let's say you want to get a press release, by citations, link building, by guest posts. So you would go in here, and instead of doing it yourself, you've now got money to pay for it. Sorry, it sounded like one of the kids that snuck up behind me. You can buy social media, power ups, brand links. These guys are safe enough. Web2O Lorenka, I like them. The other one is the Semantic Mastery people, and this isn't their website. So my bad for going in sideways. I'll find the right link. But for example, to build syndication networks. Man, these guys are absolutely brilliant at it. And it's something that you need. So I would simply go there. Let's see where it goes. And the RYS stacks, let them build it for you. So this costs, I got no idea what it was, $90 or something. There we go, single tier syndication network. But even this, what a pleasure. Check it out. So for that much money, they will do a highly themed, hand-built, precisely interconnected syndication network. Includes power of content automation to form a backbone of your online presence. This stuff is real, people. So if you can afford it, do it. Do it right now, in fact. It's something that I constantly refer to. IFTTT. Do it. Google stacking. So let's jump back to there. They will do Google stacking. RYS, by the way, stands for rank your shit. I love that they cheeky enough to be able to afford it. I still say this is the wrong one, so I can't think of the right one, and I don't want to try and wrap my brain around the issue, but they are the right people. So here, they would set up your, let's do the big one, Google Drive setup, Google Sites and Twitter SEO profile, add fuel to the fire with Twitter SEO and automation. They'll do Google Docs, Google Sheets, My Maps. They'll build all of these into a bundle that you would then add your links to, etc., and share it out there, and Google just loves. Here, after 10 months, my Google site still ranks #1 in the mortgage niche for the main keyword, between 1 and 4 for other terms. There we go. So it works especially well for local search, but it'll work pretty much for any kind of a keyword. And once your site's making the money, pump it. Do 1, 2, 3, 4 keyword sets. Contact them. Ask for advice. Let's see what else they've got hidden in their store. No, there's more. These guys do a ton of stuff. So yeah, what can I say? So that's what I'm talking about with safe outsourcing, stress-free. You're paying people that know what they're doing to do stuff that would have just taken you a week to do, and really far better to pay that many dollars. Cut back on your meals, your takeouts for a week. Spend more time doing sandwiches and Netflix, and you'll be just fine. No, sorry, let me not give you any health advice here and what to eat. I'm not really good at that. But anyway, so that's the other thing. Now, when I say real staff, you might get to a point where you've got, let's go back to the pottery example I made earlier. Now, you've actually got this pottery blog, and now your cash flows allowed you enough. You always were a pottery person, but your fibromyalgia was wrecking it for you, and your hands weren't working, and it was hurting too much, and you sold all your machines to pay for pills. I got no idea what the story is. I'm making this up, remember? But your website's now making you $10,000 a month, so you employ a real person to physically be in your house or in your cottage, in your shed in the back room, and either they manufacturing and doing the pottery that you will teach them how to do, or you doing it and they take over your website, and now you can walk over and say, Linda or John, what the hell is this? You can't be on Save the Pet Rescue. Excuse me, stop. You need to do that, whatever it is. They can do your driving around, your shipping, your packaging, your posting. They can take over those kind of jobs and relieve you of all of the evil heavy lifting, technically. And I joke about heavy lifting because you know that your arms don't lift higher than your head easily, right? So that way it can get done. I would love to get back into making hammocks and hammock chairs. I really enjoyed it, but I would never do it again if I didn't know that I had other sources of income actually earning my money. I wouldn't like to rely on that as my source of income, but I would love to make them and sell enough of them for them to pay their way and pay for the staff and all of that. And no doubt they'll make a profit, because they did in the past. I ran that for 10 years. But what I'm trying to tell you is that without me having to physically load logs and display on the shows, and staff, real staff can do it, especially if they know and understand you properly. So you'd have to be very careful that they don't try and take you out of business within weeks because they realize you've got a weakness of sorts. Friends and family, husbands and wives, all good to use once you've got your business to a certain point. I'm trying to tell you, don't try to go staff unless you've got money. Then outsource most of it from the beginning. Pay somebody $2,000-$3,000, build your site properly. Pay somebody, what would I charge you? I'd charge you $500 to do your, I think it's that, to do your keyword research for you. Be careful, I don't always, I say I would, I might not. Depends on my level. Remember, you'd become a client, and clients are a pain. But I think maybe a client who's got fibromyalgia will understand when I just say I can't today. I was really ratty with a client yesterday. I made her messages on, I made her a video where I was kind of using language that was like unhealthy a lot. And she just kept messaging me saying, Rob, relax, there's no pressure. But it didn't matter. I was just having a rough day. So, be it. Take care. Know that you don't step into a world of pain. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is rather keep your authority site to a point that you can manage it. If it grows too big, flip it. Put it out on the market. Tell people I'm making $12,000 constantly. Sell it for $250,000. Go on a cruise to the Mediterranean. I thought I switched some of this off. I guess not. Go on a cruise to the Mediterranean. Come back. Take 2 months off. And then plan a brand new website. Take another year to build it up. And until it gets to the point where you know. And that's the kind of thing I would suggest you do rather. Or leave it at 12,000 and then outsource page writing. And then you just add that page a week and start a second one, a third one. It depends on how you want to do it. There's lots of ways. I'm just saying be very, very careful with stress and outsourcing and the fact that they could wreck your website. You could wreck it yourself, and I could wreck it for you just as easily. So, as always, be careful with any bright, clever ideas. Yeah, I bought some software. What does it do? Oh, it does X, Y, Z to my website. No, you don't want to do that. You carry on doing it properly, by hand, manually. Don't buy backlinks Don't buy backlinks at all. Unless, by the way, I would pay for backlinks. I'm not sure if I'd pay for them from Web2O Ranker. I probably would from the Semantic Mastery people. These guys, they're Semantic Mastery. Let me show you the actual. I don't know if I started there when I was showing you. I really did go everywhere first. Semantic Mastery. I bought a lot of courses from them. Bradley Benner, here he is here. It's I'm not sure, that looks a bit old. Picture of him, he's thinner and fitter looking. So as you can see, he's got courses that are absolutely brilliant. I bought perhaps 2, if not 3 of them. And I'm on of his, he's got a thing, a weekly Wednesday blowout or something they calls it, and every now and again I watch it. It's on his, let's see if it's on his blog. But yeah, hump day hangouts they call it. Yeah, so it was a Wednesday thing. And honestly, these guys are in the machinery. They know how to make these things work. The kind of people that I trust online. Now I'm telling you stuff that's just using up your day. Take care with staff. Do it carefully. If you've got questions, ask. I will be able to refer you to the safer places to do online outsourcing, like buying articles and stuff. At least I can point you in the right direction if you're going to have other people write your content or whatever. But you really got to take care. Okay, cool. I'm out of here. If it's content writing, by the way, I would actually suggest you hand spin sometimes as an option before you think of outsourcing. But again, it depends on your capabilities. Sometimes it's better to pay for hand spinning, or better just pay for the articles to be written. Cool. Let me get out of here. Take care. Cheers.